Hello. So in the last video, we have completed the in-memory management system. So in this video, we are going to learn about JWT token. So what do you mean by JWT token? How it will work in the JWT token? So how can we use the JWT token? We are going to see that. So first of all, we have to make implementation your our existing application. Before that, we are going to see the how the JWT is work. So first of all, I will show you the website that is jwt.io. It is the website that will provide you the JWT token. So what do you mean by JWT? The JWT means JSON Web Tokens are open source industry standard RFC 7519 methods that claims the securely between two parties. Whenever we try to send the JSON, that is JWT token, it will securely store the data and it will send the data to the other user. So if you see the JWT token, so this is our JWT token. So here we are going to use the algorithm is 512. So I will just update that and it will, if you see, so there are three different colors and there is the meaning of three different colors. So if you see the red color means the algorithm and token. That means what is the algorithm we are going to use and what is the type of the token you are using. So we are using the JWT token. So that is why it is JWT. The second one is our data, that is where we are going to send the data, that is payload. So that is subject, name, admin, and ID or something other information. It will store that. In the third, it will store the signature. That means it is base for 64, base 64 your secret key. So we are going to see that what is meant by secret key and how we can create the secret key and also the your secret base 64 and it will store bundle up and it will create one that means token and we can create this token and we can use this token to uh, get the login or you can send with other and it will get the all the details related to that. So it will be encoded. So like we seen that the password is also we can encode that. So this also it will be encoded. And if you want to see the how the process it will work, so I will just show you the image. So whenever we try to log in to our browser or any website, so first of all we will enter the username and password. Then this username and password will transfer to the server. There our APIs are present. So we will get the username and password and we will verify that username and password. And we will create the JW token with the secret key. So we are going to see that the secret key and it will return the JWT token to the user, that is to the browser, and then it will send the authentication request to that is JWT header. So it will send the JWT and it will check the JWT signature or all these requirement, that is username is correct or password is correct, all the information, and also the it will check the JWT token is correct. It will not malfunction or changes in the JWT token. It will also check that, and after checking the information, if it is correct, so it will send the request, that is you are successfully login. If you see the example of Amazon, whenever we try to log in, it will first ask the username and password. After that, we will send the username and password, that is submit, and we will it will go to the server and it will do all this process. And after the response, it will show our actual Amazon website or application in the our required thing. So that is username is that means coders, and it will all show the information. So like that, it will show all the information in the our application also. So we have to just follow the JWT token, that means JWT methods. So I have created one file, that is steps to follow JWT token. So first one is the JWT dependency. So we have to add all the dependencies to the our application. So I will just copy this. So if you see, the first one is the JWT API. It will create the JWT API. Second one is the JWT implementation. So it will create the implementation, and it will show the Jackson. So that means it will use the show the information about the APIs and tokens. So it will show that. So we are going to copy this and we are going to paste in our form.xml, and I will just control shift F to arrange this API. So I will just select that and I will just give this. So it will arrange according to our before this. So it will save that. After saving this, we have to update our application. So I will just click on our application and go to the Maven, update, click on the force to update and OK. So it will update the application. After this, we have to do some in the previous application, that is, we have implemented the in-memory management. So we have to change that. So first of all, we have to go to the configuration. So I will just close the user application form.xml. We have to stop using this. So we are going to use the database. So we have to stop this. So I will just stop this and I will just comment on all the program, that is user detail, that will use the username and password. So I will just stop. I will just save this. After this, we have to go to the entity. In the entity, we have to implement user details, because implements user details, because we are going to use the database. From database, whenever user is created, then only we can log in from using that information. So we have to use that user entity class. So I will just implement unimplemented method. So after this, we have to change the get authorities, get username, his account is not to expire. So we have to change that. So I will just return the get username. So the username is will be email. So I will just give that this dot email, and I will not giving the authorities to any user. So I will just give the null. Then return type is true. Also here true, true. So we have to do that, and we have to save this application. Before saving, we have to also give the here, that is JSON ignore, because I don't want to show this in the whenever I try to create the user. So I don't want to show the all these details. So I will just to stop to show these details. So JSON ignore. So I will just copy this and just paste here for every method that are implemented from JSON, that is user details. So I will just stop that and I will just save this. After that, we have to change in the user repo. So we have to get the user by using email. So I will just create one method optional. So it will return the optional, that is user, and find by email. We have to call that. So if you see that this is the method we have to need, and I will just change. This will not return the list of user. It will return the only user, and it is the email. So I will just change that, and I will just save this, and I will just remove the list, because I didn't use the list, so that is why. Yes, so I will just save this. So after saving this, we have to go to the user, because we are going to return the only one user that will be related to email. So we have to change in the user also. So in the email, we have to make this as a unique. So I will just make as unique. So first of all, we have to call the column. In the bracket, we have to make the unique equal to true. So we don't have to create that email is already present or all these things. So it will do that all these things, and it will check the email that is present in the table or not. If not, it will add the user. If present, then it will not add the user. So this is the uniqueness of the user detail. So after this, we have to create one more service that will be custom service. So I will just create that. So custom service. So this will implements the user detail service. So we have used this in the configuration. So if you see the I have used this in the configuration, that is why we have committed this, and we are going to use in this class, and we will implement that. So implements user details service, and we have to import that also. So I will just import the unimplemented method. That is only one method, the load by username. So we are going to use that. Before that, I have to auto-wire one repo. So that is user repo. So that will give me the user find by user. So user repo. And after that, we have to just do the changes. So I will just call the user repo. We have to give the that is find by email. So we have to pass the username because username is our email. So we will pass that, and it will return the optional user. So we have to import all these things, user and optional. So if we have to give the condition also because it is throwing the username not found. If user is empty, we have to return new user name not found exception with the message not present or not available. We can do that. So I will just give not present. If it is present, then I will just return the. So I will just think why it is showing the error. Cannot convert username not found exception to user detail. So I will just give return that is user. I will just return that. If it is a giving these error, so I will just remove these and I will just make the changes. So I will just give user, and or there is one method, so we can use that, or else throw. I will just call this method by using lambda expression. I will just do that. That is new user name. So I will just call this method that is username not found exception. In the bracket, I will just give not present, and I will just return user. So we try to use the if and else, but it will giving the error. So I am going to use the or else throw. So this is a method that is present in the optional. So it will show the by using lambda expression, we are going to return the if user is fine, then it will return the user. If not, it will throw the exception. That is the case. So or else throw, it will throw the exception. So we have used this. So I will just remove the optional because we are not using that. So I will just save the application. And after this, we have to do the all the steps that I have done in the steps to follow PDF. So if you see, first of all, we have to create JWT authentication point, that is entry point. So whenever we try to run the application and whenever we try to give the JWT token, so it will authenticate, and it is the entry point that implements authentication entry point. So we have to create that. So I will just create one package to save all these details. So I will just give as security. In that I will just create one class, that is JWT authentication entry point, and I will just finish, and I will just implement the authentication entry point, and it will implement the one method that is present in the authentication. So I will just implement that. That is the comments. So it will check our what we say JWT token. Whenever we send the any wrong information, so it will throw the exception. So I will just copy that information. So if you see, I first just give me. I will just copy that. If you see the first one response, so if we get the unauthorized information, so it will give the response that http server dot response, that is sc unauthorized. So it will do that, and I want to show the that is information what is the wrong. So I will just use the print writer, and in the response we can get the writers by, that is a print writer, and we can print our response on the JSON. So if you see on the our pair, that is postman, it will show the response that is access denied authentication exception. So we will get the message. So this is the first method. So we have to do that, and before that we have to assign with the component, because we are going to use this class to others. So that is why. So I will just import that component, and I will just save this. After this, we have to create one JWT helper, and also the authentication filter, then our security configuration, and this JWT response and JWT request. And in the last, we have to create authentication controller. So we are going to see in the next video all these things, and we are going to try to run the application by using these methods, and we will try to add a user, and from that user we are going to try to log in all these things. So thank you. See you in the next video.